Check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. All right, so in this video, I want to share with you the falling technique. All right, so the falling technique is about inducing the falling sensation. So when you think about falling itself, just think about how you hear about, the fall of man, how Satan fell from heaven, right? When we go to sleep at night, we fall asleep, right? So falling symbolizes some kind of connection that we have with the deeper parts of our mind. So when you fall, there's a certain feeling that it has to, or just downward motion. It feels a certain way. So when you're going down a hill, when you're traveling down in an elevator, or when you jump off of something, when you're falling, there's a certain sensation that it has, right? You can feel it in your stomach. There's a certain sensation that it has. Now, there can be great benefit to practicing this exercise regularly. If you're into meditation, right, or if you're into something that requires you to get in a meditative state before you proceed with that thing, which there's nothing in the world that you can't do that getting into a meditative state right before you do it won't benefit you. There's nothing in this world that meditating will not add value to. All right? So, inducing this sensation into your meditation it's like adding steroids to it, right? Because this is one way. Everything is about symbolism, right? And when you picture yourself falling in this way, you are sending a signal to the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind understands because it speaks in symbols, right? And your subconscious mind will respond to it as you do it repetitively. All right. So anyway, the technique itself. So go into a meditation. When you're relaxing, you close your eyes and go into the meditation. Here's a good example of almost exactly what I'm talking about. If you're familiar with the movie Get Out, right? And she hypnotized dude and shit. And then every time she went and tapped on that glass to trigger his mind and to send him into the sunken place, that deep part of his mind, right? And then they show him and he's fading away. He's falling away. And he's slowly falling back off into the darkness, down into the darkness, right? Until he's eventually immersed completely in the blackness. So that's just to give you an idea of what the technique is about. So something you can do is when you going into a meditative state, you want to relax, right? Now, imagine that you're falling down. You don't want to be falling all dramatically and fast and spiraling out of control or no shit. I'm talking about, imagine if you was to drop a leaf from standing on the Eiffel Tower, and imagine how that leaf would fall, how slowly and gently that leaf would fall. It'd be a long time before it actually hits the ground, right? So that's the type of fall I'm talking about. Or imagine that close your eyes and imagine that you're going down an elevator and the elevator is traveling slowly down. It's more important, it's the falling sensation, right? That you want to be sure. It's not so much about visualizing. It's more about the feeling, the sensation. It's the sensation of falling that matters, all right? You can imagine that you're going down this elevator, right? And you're looking at the lights on the outside, and you can see the lights going up as you slowly going down into the darkness, right? You can imagine, close your eyes and imagine that you're walking down this long staircase, step by step, and it's getting darker and darker the further you go down, right? Until you into the pitch blackness. Take your time. It's not a race, right? I'll spend 5 to 10 minutes just doing this. It will add great value to your meditation practices, to whatever you're into. This will add value to it, right? If you take the time to do it on a regular basis, regular enough for it to be able to trigger the subconscious for whenever you do it. And your mind will respond to it. It's not something that you're just going to do once or twice and you're going to get a benefit from it. This is something that it's the accumulation, right? It's the accumulation of what you're doing that's going to have an effect. So this is an exercise that I do when I want to astral travel, right? Or if I just want to break through to the other side. When I'm in a space that my body is pretty much asleep or just totally relaxed, this is like my number one technique that I use to astral project, or just whenever I want to break through to the other side, right? Because you could break through in many ways. Like, just because I'm breaking through doesn't mean that I'm going to have an outer body experience or some shit. But I don't want to get too far off base. So one thing, this is my number one go-to move. So whenever I got my mind made up and I'm ready and I'm in that space, right? I'll imagine I'm in my bed, right? I'll be laying in my bed or on the couch or whatever. So I'm laying down, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm right there and get to that space, I imagine that I'm sinking. I'm sinking down into the bed, and I'm just keep sinking and sinking and sinking. Not a fast sink, as if I was in quicksand or something, right? I just feel myself sinking, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, it's like nowadays, almost immediately, like soon as I do that, like, then like, boom, I break through. And what I mean by breakthrough, I'm talking about breaking through to the other side, breaking through the wall that stands between the conscious mind and the subconscious or unconscious mind, or just the deeper parts of your mind, breaking through that wall that is between there. That's just one, you know what I'm saying? And regardless, if you ain't into nothing like that, it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, add this technique into your practices. If you just into meditating as you do yoga, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or, right, if you do a lot of yoga, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing it for spiritual reasons, especially, like, add this in to your practice, you know what I'm saying? Take your time. And throughout time, I can't tell you what benefit is going to give you, but I can absolutely guarantee you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to take your game from one level and put it on steroids. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but it's something about it. Another thing is, damn, what was I about to say? So, like, if you're a lucid dreamer, and when you're in the dream, it's the same thing. Fall. See, if you're lucid dreaming and you're aware that you're dreaming, like, you don't even have to go through all the acting sensations and shit. All you got to do is fall. Just fall. Jump to the ground or fall back into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Or jump up and dive into the ground. Just that falling sensation. If you find yourself in the dream, do it. What it's going to do, it's going to shift you into a different dimension of your mind instantly. Or it's going to make you wake up. You might do it and find yourself that you just keep falling and falling and falling down into the darkness until, like, one thing, usually when I'm falling in a dream or just in the dream state, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm falling just down a dark void, what happens is I'm falling, I feel myself falling, and then eventually it's kind of like being on the elevator. It's kind of like it'll come to like a very gentle stop, real slow and easy, right? And then typically I'll look around, and then, like, it might still be dark, but I'll be able to see things, and there'll be some sort of scenario, like I'll start walking through like this dark house or something, or it'll be something that the mind is showing me, you know what I'm saying, that I'll start to explore. But anyway, that's that.